Hello everyone, this is Cody Lee of BlackCatBooks.org, author of I, the Dragon, Cruel and Beautiful, Rabbit Hole, and King Dio. With the upcoming release of Metroid Dread, I've just now realized that I haven't really spent a lot of time talking about the game. I am very, very excited for it. I am very, very optimistic about what this new 2D Metroid game is going to be like, but I am one of the very few individuals who played all of the Prime games, including Federation Force, games like Other M, and games like Samus Returns. So I am a bit less starved for new Metroid content than a lot of people who kind of stuck their noses up at the idea of supporting any of those games. Dread is kind of interesting in this respect because I expect when this game comes out, you are going to see a lot of people, well, not a lot, but a significant portion, like a group of people, like a dedicated group of Pretendos, suggesting that Dread isn't the game that it should have been. You're going to see people say that, like, oh man, it should have been higher resolution, it should have been running on more powerful hardware, it should be more realistic. I don't like the hardware, I don't like the gimmick of the Emmys, I don't like the general structure, I don't like the plot, this is too linear, like, shouldn't have a map system. The combat, like, you're going to see a lot of people try and do everything they possibly can to downplay whatever makes Metroid Dread great. We saw this with Samus Returns, and I think we're going to see it again with Dread. But the question remains just how severe is it going to be? Is it going to be like the thing that kind of defines the game, or like actual fans going to like sort of override it? My opinion is that like the real players, both old and new, are going to like really shut down any Pretendo criticism of this. Like back in the day, back in Samus Returns came out, like people like Sean Malmstrom were able to create weird narratives about like how the game didn't keep the original soul of the original Metroid 2, and how like another Metroid 2 remake did it way better. That you won't be able to do that this time. What other Metroid Dread are you going to be playing? It's going to be difficult, I think, to continue acting as if like Nintendo is somehow mistreating the Metroid IP. Now, this is supposedly the last game in the Metroid arc. I'm not quite sure what that means. Are they going to kill off Samus? Are they going to focus on the Federation Force going forward? I don't know. Like, it could mean all manner of things. But I think this might be like the last 2D Metroid game that like Sakamoto himself produces. I think that's kind of like his mindset on that. I think that's what he means by that. We'll have to see what happens when the game actually comes out. It's impossible to say. But like everything I've seen from like a gameplay perspective, you know, speaking as a fan of the series, like I'm very, very impressed with. But I have seen a number of people raise nonsensical concerns. The same stuff we got back with Star Fox Zero was coming out, the same things we got when Samus Returns was coming out, and the same thing we saw with like ARMS and all these other great Nintendo games. Like just getting written off for no good reason. Metroid Dread hasn't been hit hard by that yet, but let's see how the gaming industry responds when this thing finally launches in the next couple of weeks.